let's move on to the next piece of news. Anderson Silva defeated Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in a boxing match.
So it was a split. It was 77-75 for two judges scorecard, and then 75-77 for Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Wow. Anderson Silva doing what Anderson Silva does at 46 years old. I was watching some. I didn't watch the fight live. I'm not going to sit here and lie. However, I did watch the highlights. And, bro, it's wild. Anderson Silva's like baiting him, putting his hands down. I'm like, dude, you're almost 50. You're still doing this shit. You're still doing it, man. But you know what? Fuck yeah. Anderson Silva. Let's go.
Still one of the greatest counter strikers in the world.
Still winning fights, man. I fucking love it. I love because, dude, I would just be honest with you. I didn't want to see him box at 46. Like, I just didn't want to see that. I don't want to see him get knocked out again. But the fact that he went in there and boxed and won that fight, that's just so cool, man.
Against a world-class boxer.
Yeah.
You know, he did what McGregor couldn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair.
It was Floyd.
It was Floyd. It was,
True, there's differences.
Still pride Floyd, so.
Yeah, I love seeing that, man. And now he's talking about he wants to box the Paul brothers and...
Anderson Silva said that?
Yeah, he wants to fight either of them.
You know, I'd like to see it, though.
Yeah, he's actually got skills, you know, and it'd be the most difficult fight you could make for a Paul brother, probably.
I think, yes. I already know what you're going to say.
What are you going to say?
Paul Butters?
The Paul Butters?
The Paul Butters. The Paul brothers are a little too big for Anderson Silva. I think like Logan Paul. Like what did he weigh in against Floyd?
190, I think.
Yeah, 190.
192.
Well,
that's actually,
about the same
lines
size.
up.
Yeah, that's about the same size. I don't know if I want that, but I don't know. Anderson Silva... I go back and forth on it. I don't know. I want to see these guys fight the Paul brothers, but then I'm like, no, I don't want to see it. Yeah. And it's so crazy. I hate to do this, but we got to shout out the Paul brothers. They are so good at marketing that they can get MMA channels to talk about them and to talk about them all the time. They're on Food Truck Diaries. They're getting interviewed by Ariel Helwani every fucking week. It's like, dude, they have really just kind of seeped into the mixed martial arts and boxing world. It's shout out to them, dude. Their marketing's so good. Love them or hate them. They're smart kids, man.
They should make a celebrity boxing match. Like, they should just make their own promotion for celebrity fights.
And you know what's so funny is it's like, it's as long as you don't give me 35 fucking concerts in a night, I would actually tune into celebrity boxing. I think it's a great idea. They used to do it back in the day. Because here's the thing. If I know what I'm getting into, if I'm tuning in and I know these guys aren't world-class boxers, they're just celebrities who are fighting each other, I have a lot of grace for that because I'm like, all right, if I went and trained for 6 months, I'd look like that or maybe even worse. So like there's some sympathy there, right? And I know what I'm tuning into. I would like a celebrity boxing league organization. I think it'd be awesome. I'd actually enjoy it because I love combat sports and I like to see, like, I'll go to these local events before fucking COVID. And I would just watch these amateurs fight. And they're not fucking, UFC fighters, but it's fun to watch. It's entertaining because it's still combat sports, still people hitting each other.
Yeah, so apparently I guess the plan is Anderson is going to fight Roy Jones Jr. And this has got to be bullshit. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that said Tyson. NW, my bad. I read that wrong. Anderson Silva is going to fight Roy Jones Jr. on the Jake versus Tyron card. Okay, I would see that. I would see that.
I like that.
Roy Jones Jr., I mean, that's a rough fight for Anderson, in my opinion. That's a pretty rough fight.
It's a rough fight, but I mean, after watching that Tyson fight, I think Anderson could do it.
Yeah.
I think he could. I mean, you got to stay away from the power, but I mean, again, Roy Jones Jr. is what? I think he's 50.
Like 50 something, yeah.
He's like 50, 51. He's pretty, but I mean, Anderson Silva's 46.
Yeah,
so I mean, shit,
the Spider's still got it, dude. He's still on point with the counter strikes because, that's the reason why he won that fight.
Yeah, it's so impressive to be at the level that Anderson Silva is at 46 years old. Mm-hmm. It's really phenomenal. And yeah, no, he's not prime Anderson Silva who defended his belt, fucking 10, 11 times, but he is still an elite athlete at 46. It's incredible to me. It's so wild.
Yeah, before we move on to the next thing, did you see that Logan Paul called out Mike Tyson?
I did see that, and I thought they were like boys. I thought they were cool with each other. I don't know.
Yeah, but for the biggest payday ever for both of them, I wouldn't be shocked. He goes from Floyd Mayweather to Mike Tyson. I say make the fight, and I hope Mike just says, I'm actually going to throw a fucking overhand right to the head for once, and I would love to see that kid get
go for the kill.